Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, Haru Well. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawadah from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video on sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. And coming back with a quick video through the Spirit, man. You know, and what inspired me to do this video was the fact that there's a nuclear power plant within the radius of where I live. And today they were running a test. All right, they were running a test, and that test gave the most ominous and I don't even know how to describe it. You know, the most uneasy sound you could hear. Okay. And of course, if you hear that sound, you know it's over with. All right, like in real deal spill. All right, when you hear that sound, you know it's a wrap. Now, this was just a test, but it made me think about, the time of our deliverance. All right. So I'm gonna go into 1 Corinthians the 15th chapter, and our deliverance and how to be in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye. It's going to be quick. All right, because what's going to be going on? You're going to have, World War III in the midst. You're going to have these nations fighting against each other. All right, they're going to shoot their missiles upon one another. But also you're going to have Yahweh Shah returning. All right, like it says in Revelation, the first chapter, it says, behold, he cometh with clouds, meaning the chariots. And he's coming on the fathership. And every eye shall see him, even they that pierced him, and all the kindreds of the earth shall wail because of him, even so, amen. So there's going to be a lot going on the day of the Lord. All right, but you're going to hear, more than likely these sirens going off, and they're going to know, people are going to know within themselves that this is it. This is over. All right, for you people anyway. All right, and the scriptures say that even the remnant were frightened, and gave glory to the power of heaven. So that's literally judgment day. That's, those that don't get beamed up into the chariots get left here and they get melted, man. And there's going to be way more people that perish than get delivered. Okay, so let's go into this. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, and I'll start at verse 45. It says, and so it is written, the first man, Adam, was a living soul. All right, and if you understand, Adam is Yahweh Shah. Okay, Yahweh Shah has come on the earth many times. Before he came as Yahweh Shah being the sacrificial lamb. All right, we believe through the Spirit that he was the Yahweh Shah, of course, King Solomon. He was also Isaac, and he was also Adam. And he was also Melchizedek. But it says the first Adam was made a living soul. We were put into these chains of darkness. All right. Sin was introduced into the world via the woman. Okay. And we had to go through this process. All right. It says the last Adam was made a quickening spirit, because now he's in his glory. He's in a glorified body. And when he comes back, he's going to come with that power and great glory. Verse 46. Howbeit that was not first, which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. Let me read that again. It says, howbeit that was not first, which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual. Right? The first was natural. He came as a natural man, but now he's a quickening spirit. It says, verse 47, for the first man is of the earthy, and the second man is of the Lord from heaven. Once again, you're going to receive those new bodies, all right, that aren't subject to sin, extraterrestrial, that will be able to dwell in both the spiritual realm and the earthly realm. We're going to be able to eat, sleep, we're going to have sex, we're going to reproduce, but we're also going to be able to, we're not going to be able to go off. All right, the Lord is literally going to make our bodies unable to go off. Okay, think about that. All right, and the struggles that we deal with now, we're never going to go off. It says, verse 48 again, as is the earthy, such are all they that are earthy, and as is the heavenly, such are they also that are heavenly. Verse 49, and as we have borne the image of the earthy, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Right? We bear the image of the earth. We've been in these bodies subject to sin. And soon our bodies are gonna be fashioned unto Yahweh's glorious body. All right, that's a gift only preserved for the Israelites. Verse 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High, neither doeth corruption inherit incorruption. All right, so we're not going into the kingdom. All right, when in Isaiah the 14th chapter, the Lord is going to put us back in our own land. It's not going to be via Delta Airlines or United Emirates or Fly Emirates or whatever. All right, Yahweh Shah is going to come and take us and put us back in our land. All right, and we're not taking these bodies into the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be on earth. Verse 51, behold, I show you a mystery. Why is this a mystery? Because everybody doesn't understand this. You know, you had these Christians talking about the rapture and all that shit. They don't understand the scriptures. They err not knowing the scriptures. Okay. It says, I show you a mystery. Behold, Slaki. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. All right, the elect are going to be changed. Verse 52, in a moment, in the twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible, and we shall be changed. We're going to be changed, man. All right, it's going to be beautiful. And it's going to be scary, man. Like I said, I heard those sirens, man. That shit is, it makes you uneasy, man. All right, it makes your spirit uneasy. And these people are going to know that they're through. When they hear that in that day, man, they're going to be through as hell. Verse 53. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. We're going to be immortal soon, man. We have everything to look forward to. Verse 54. So when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. All right, and we're not going to have to deal with that sting of death. Why? Because we're going to be made perfect. Verse 57, but thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. And that's beautiful. I love this chapter. All right, you go to the average Christian, they can't break this down, man. They don't understand. But we're about to be made immortal. Lord willing, we endure unto the end. You know, we just have a few more prophecies. They're moving. They're setting up this digital ID. They're setting up the groundwork for the MOTB to be pushed. So we know we don't have long. These nations are biting at the bit to go to war with each other. And it's going to end nuclear, which is going to end with the Yahweh showing up and beaming up the elect, gathering the elect, man. In Revelation, it says they ascended up to heaven in a cloud and their enemies beheld them. All right, that's that same vision. Lord willing, we're a part of that. But it's coming soon, man. So, hey, like it says in 58, I'm going to read it again and end it off on that. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect.